Hello, it's Karen, the Weekend Craftaholic. I've got a craft haul video to share with you from craftonline.com.au. So this is an Australian website. This is a little haul that I've got, not too much in here. Right, let me zoom in a little for you. So the first thing I got was some of these domed blenders. And this is a Universal Crafts version of the blending brushes, so not the Ranger ones. These were a lot cheaper. Just got those out for you. And to be honest, the reason I got these was just for, you can see, let me grab it. I've got a separate one, a Ranger one here, that I use just for the Distress Glaze. And I was thinking I needed another one just for my VersaFine as well. So if I compare the two, this one is the Tim Holtz and this is the Universal Crafts. And they look pretty much identical, don't they? This isn't as polished, it's a tiny bit bigger, but you know what? I think they're going to be pretty similar in what they do. Sizes, maybe, yeah, this one's a tiny bit smaller in diameter, but this is going to be great, I think, for that. So I thought I'd grab those. So I did also grab these domed blender foams. Let me show you. Let me show you the scrapbook.com ones. You can see this is how I store my oxide ones, and as you see they look exactly the same as the scrapbook.com ones. Again, slightly smaller maybe. So just to compare the two, this is the scrapbook.com one and this is the Universal Crafts one. So to me they look very similar and they're half the price, and they're coming locally in Australia rather than ordering from the US. So be interested to see how they turn out. So these came with extra blending foams. I also ordered some of these small Stampin' Die storage pockets. So rather than use my bigger ones, the 5x7, I thought these would be good for my smaller stamps. So I'll show you that in a sec. Main reason for ordering though was this pencil, this Prismacolor pencil. So I have been waiting for ages to use this on, I think it was Emma Fave had mentioned this is her favourite one to put white on watercolour. So again, at the end of this video, if you want to stick around, I'll give you a little bit of a try and see how that works out. I've bought some Stickles. This is the Stardust one. Again, let's have a little bit of a practice. Oops, let's get some coloured cardstock, and by the end of the video hopefully you'll be able to see this nice and dry and you can see how that looks. I thought whilst it's going to be a pretty quick video, I'd also do a little bit of a show and tell as well and just show you how these products work and look. And then lastly, I got a few Copics. It has been a good hot minute since I ordered Copics. Probably Easter, the last time I ordered some Copics. This is my Copic collection. I am now officially halfway there with the new 4 that I got. And the reason I ordered these actually was because I thought with CraftOnline you spent $50, you got free shipping, and that's changed to $60. So I thought, yeah, I'd be buying a couple of extra, but I ended up buying an extra 2 than I anticipated. I don't have many of the BVs or the YRs, so I thought I'd get a couple of those in here to add to my collection. So if you do want to stick around, I'll show you at the end of the video how I do my colour swatching and tracking of all my Copic colours. But otherwise, that is my little craft haul. So it cost me just over 60 Australian dollars, just so I could get in for the free shipping. I'm really glad I've got some useful tools that I needed, as well as this Stickles, which is going to come in great for Christmas. So I've been wanting to get this for a little while. And I've got some extra foam blenders as well, because I did recently buy some extra Distress Oxides, like this black suit one, for example, that needed one of these. So if you want to stick around, I'm going to go through some colour swatching for my Copics, as well as showing you how I use these stamp pockets as well. Okay, so let's start with my Copics. I do use the Copic app, so let's just get this up. It always does this, create an image data initially when you load it. If you're not familiar with this app and want more information, let me know. I can always do a separate video on it. Whilst that's loading, I'm just going to zoom in a little. Hopefully you can see this. What's great about this app is if you've got it out and about with you, you can obviously check and see what colours you need if you're out at the shops. I usually do my ordering online, but I still use this app. And as you can see, because I've now got it on all, it's saying how many that I've owned. I've got 174. I have already added these into here. And if you can see, for example, YR27 is one of my new ones, you can go to the yellow red colours. And when you click it, it'll pop it up to say you've bought it. If you do a double click, it puts a little star on, and that's almost as a way of keeping a wish list. So I'll just untap that. Are you sure you want to delete it? Yes. So maybe if you've seen a colour blend, you've seen an idea, someone's used a colour and you think, oh, I haven't got that, but I'll get that next time. It's a great way of keeping track of the colours that you want. And if you go on the little star, you can see here, it gives you a shopping list. You can see here the other thing. Let me just click this one. So this, if you toggle this one, it just shows you what you've got, and if you click it over to all, it shows you all of them in that colour family as well. So that's a good way of seeing it. It also shows you here how many is in that colour family as well as how many you've got. So again, if you're just trying to build a collection, it's a great way of seeing how many you need from each colour family. There's loads of other things you can do on this app, but that was a whole new video, as I mentioned. But this is the first place. When I order them and buy them, this is where I keep them. Now, the other thing that I do, as most people have, is this hex chart by Sandy Olnuck. So check out her site. I'll put a link down below. I do have my craft inventory as well. So I have actually printed out 2 copies of this hex chart. I keep this in my inventory because if I'm doing an online shop, I'll keep this inventory at the side of me because it's got all my stamps in, my distress colours, all that good stuff. This little one stays on my trolley next to my Copic markers themselves, so I'll keep them in 2 separate places. I've just stapled this one together because it's got the greys on the back. So what I do is make a note of here of the colours that I've got so I can keep track of them, and then if I am actually doing any colouring, I can see which ones I've got to use. So this is the other thing that I'll do. So what is this? YR27. And this is, like I say, I think a great way of having that swatch next to you, as well as having a master record as well, because as you can see, this does get a little dog-eared. When you do order this extract from Sandy Olnuck, you can do unlimited downloads yourself and print it off as many times as you want, so you don't need to worry too much about that. Oh, this one feels a bit dry, doesn't it, even though I've just bought it. I'll have to keep that out and see how that goes. BV04. And you see what I also do if it's a really dark colour, and I'm going to write over it again with my white pen, just so it's easier to see what the number is. My eyes are getting bad as I get a bit older, so I may do that with that one once it's dried. So that is my Copics done. So these are the size pockets I normally use, and you see these are a smaller one that I've ordered, which will be great to save some of the bigger ones, because you do get more for the same price in the smaller ones. And if you saw my recent video regarding the mystery bags, I managed to get myself lots of these little, over time I've collected lots of these little stamps, and I've just been putting them in these little card pockets. But what I can do now, because when you use them they do rip quite easily, I am gonna, so what I'm gonna do is still keep the original packaging so I know the name of it for if I need to link it in a video. Cut off that top flap, and then they should fit pretty nicely inside. I always like to keep the stamp on the outside of the packaging just to save me time when I'm crafting. And I'm not particularly precious about having to fold these down. I guess if I wanted to, I could always cut away some of that packaging just so it fits a bit more snug. But I'd be interested to know how you store your smaller stamps and dies as well, because I do seem to have quite a few of them. And then the next thing I wanted to test out was this Prismacolor, this white pen. So this is, let's zoom in a little for you. Zoom in a little for you. So this was a digital image that I watercolour, just some watercolour paper, and it was put a sticker on the front. and I want to do some little white highlights. So let's just see how good this is. I'm probably not putting these highlights in the right place that you'd expect, but I just want to see how effective it is. Now, not as bright as I expected it to be, but it does certainly sit on top quite nicely. It's more of an opaque finish to it. Feels quite chalky to use as well. My polychromos are an oil-based one, so I can definitely tell the difference between those. In fact, let's do a quick comparison of the white polychromo. Oops, where should we draw a line? Let's draw a line down here, right next to it. Oh yes, you can see compared to the white polychromo, put it right next to it, it's hard to see. It's a lot paler. It's more of a lighter shade effect, I think. I'm not sure how much this is coming across on TV, but in real life I can definitely see the Prismacolor gives me a better effect than this one. So that's a good purchase. I'm glad I got that. Okay, and the last little demo we were going to look at was the Stickles, the Stardust. So hopefully you can see that sparkle and shimmer. Got some nice colour in it. Let's do a little blob on some black and white as well, just a bit of a better comparison. And we'll do some white as comparison. Just smooth that out a little bit. Okay, I'm going to leave that to dry for a little minute and then we'll come back and see how it looks. So my Stickles has dried, the Stardust version, and you can see here it looks absolutely stunning once it is dried. I don't want to bring it too close because it probably got out of focus, but can you see those gorgeous colours on the black background? Of course we've got the red and then the white. So I feel like it really does alter itself depending on the background you're applying it to. Because that is black, you can definitely see it picks up more of those blues, greens, a bit of red. Whereas when it's on the red, look, it's almost taking on that red persona. And similarly with the white, see a little bit of the gold and a few specks of the others, but absolutely beautiful. So I am pleased with that to add to my stash, ready for Christmas. So that is my craft haul from craftonline.com.au. Any questions, please give me a link down below. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.